Lowe's Kobalt 24-volt brushless series of impacts, drills, and hex drives. This is the set I have. I have the hex drive, the regular drill, the 3/8 impact. I put a bit on there because I had a wobble bit because I had a hard time getting the bits on and off. And then the 1/2 inch compact, and then the 1/2 inch full size. I also have the high-speed charger, the regular charger, mostly 1.5 amp hour batteries, and one 4 amp hour battery. My experience with the Kobalt series of brushless 24 volt, great tools. I find for the price, for the power, very good tool. I've used the hex drive impact quite a bit. I use it with the 1/4 inch bits. I think I got one on there. Yeah, I use it with the number 2 Phillips heads, like everyone else does in the world, and these interchangeable 1/4 inch bits. I also have a 3/8 and a 1/2 inch. Don't know why you would use larger. If you go to larger, I go obviously with the I'll go with the 3/8. I go with the 3/8, or I'll go with the 1/2 inch compact, or even the 1/2 inch large if I'm doing lug nuts. But my experience I have found with these, the Kobalt brushless series, great tool. Haven't had a problem yet, with the exception of what I think may be going on, but I don't know if it's me or what may be going on with the what may be the. Not quite sure if it's supposed to sound like that or if the rear bearing is going. Typically the sound you get when you get a bad rear bearing, but in any case, tool works fine, works perfect. Use it for lug nuts. Right now I have the 1.5 amp, plenty of power. Put the 4 amp on, it gets a lot heavier. If you're going to do a lot of, heavy work, obviously you probably want that one. But for general purposes, the 1.5 amp hour battery lasts a while. I also, like I said, we'll go through again. I have the hex drive. I have the regular drill. They also make an impact drill. And the way you can recognize the impact drill is it has the impact head with the drill head. Also, this is the 3/8. All same bits. Different chucks, different speeds, obviously. And then the 1/2 inch. Great tools I found. Battery prices can't beat. That's one of the ones that's not fully charged. Battery prices you can't beat. The battery sizes, I mean, for the price, I think they were a little ridiculous when they want $50 for a 4 amp and $100 for the 6 amp. You want one if you're going to be doing, like I have a weed eater, at a modified Black & Decker weed eater, modified to use the 4 amp. Weed eaters, blowers, that kind of thing, eat a lot of power. But for these tools, and as frequently as I use them, and the ease of ability to change batteries, I find that the 4 amp hour is nice, but I have yet to really need it for my purposes. I don't know depends on if you're a guy that's building a lot of stuff, you probably would. But yeah, I find I can just swap out batteries. Chargers, they have 2 different chargers. They have a regular slow speed charger and a higher speed fast charger. Offhand, don't really know what the amperages are. I guess I could find it on the back. It's hard to see the amperages, but there's a big difference between the 2 chargers and their speed. I find probably the fast charge is half to will charge in half to a third the time that the regular charger will. Good chargers. I mean, I've had these now for probably about I want to say 4 months maybe. Use the hex to do automotive work a lot. Great impact. It will drive 3-inch heavy structural screws for doing. We fixed a roof supports. Southern Yellow Pine number 2 will drive 3 inches easily through it, almost completely through the board. Great tool, a lot of power. Battery life, phenomenal. For even this 1.5, it will last a long time. The drill, like I said, standard regular drill, not much to say, but it's got your standard functions, 2 speeds to lock it in. Obviously you got a battery light, and you have a regular and a LED light for lighting surfaces. The thing I don't like about the light on all of these, the light located at the base, the angle it shoots at doesn't necessarily light up as well as you like. I think it's probably better when the light is up top, around up top the bit. I think it gives a better angle instead of this when you're shooting up, and a lot of times you're shooting through something, hitting something. You're not really seeing what you're looking. You can't really see the bit that well. So light at the base, not the best idea. Nice to have, it'll light up something, but not as good as when they're around the chuck or at the base of the chuck. The 3/8 impact, great tool. I haven't even adjusted the settings on it. Oh, there you go. There's the speeds. That's 1, 2, 3. I use it 1 because I'm usually doing, I use these for automotive work. So this is the 3/8. You take this off, it's see the issue, the ring tends to lock, so I finally said forget it, and I just put a small extension on it. But it has a 3/8 inch. You can tell the difference between the 3/8 and the small. Basically, from what I can tell, the tool frames, the basics of the tool, the motor of the tool is all the same. The difference is in the chuck heads and the impact heads, with the exception of obviously the 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch, plenty of torque for what I do. Lug nuts. It's pretty much what I use for lug nuts, suspension bolts. If I need anything, if I got to get into a tight space with less torque, you can use the smaller one. Or if I need a tight space with more torque, I'll go with a compact pneumatic impact. But all in all, the Kobalt series, great tools. If you're driving screws or you're working on cars, if you're going to buy one tool, buy this one. Great tool, does it all. It'll drive with a lot of power. Pretty much anything. Obviously it's not going to drive what the large 1/2 inch does, but great tool to buy, must get. If you're worried about battery life and battery size, don't worry. The 1.5 will do it. Just get 2 batteries. And if you're concerned on time, get the fast charge. I think it charges a depleted 1.5 on the fast charge in like 10-15 minutes, not long at all. So I was lucky in that I was able to get the batteries on clearance at a really good rate. So I have batteries for all. Anyway, Lowe's Kobalt series, 24 volt brushless, great buy.